All right, so we're looking at that last position. Now, what I want to talk about is, say I wasn't able to get the legs over, but I do have hip control, I have the shoulder controlled, I have tension, all right? What I want to focus on now is getting an underhook on this arm that is on the outside. In this case, Sean's right arm. And what is an underhook? Well, I want to come under his arm, right? But the only problem is, if I just simply let go and pull my chest up, well, he's not going to give me that underhook, right? I mean, he's asleep maybe. But what I can do is I can use my left knee very similar to my right knee. When I ran the legs on the previous technique, it allowed me to turn my opponent sideways. But when I have this control at the shoulder with the fabric, all I'm going to do is I'm going to step up with my knee. Because my knee is present, I can lock my elbow in and then slide my hand through and under and then grab his lapel and then shut. Then I put my knee back down. All right? Now, as you see, well, I'm starting to push Sean over. But what I want to make sure is I don't get my hand trapped beneath his body, because it actually can lead to a fat man roll. So, one way that I can assure myself that I'm not going to get myself trapped, after I get my underhook, I'm going to take my right hand, come on top of the bicep, and pin this in. Now when I push and drive over, my hand's not getting trapped, and I have control of his bottom arm. But now how do I generate power if someone is really trying to resist me? I just can't lift with my arm alone. If I come back with my chest and I dip my chin onto his torso, I'm going to start to come up to my toes, on my feet, and I push, and I drive with my chest. See how much power I was able to generate? And at the same time, when I push with my chest, it really affects his rib cage, because I'm pushing on a set of floating ribs, and what floating means, they're not connected to his torso, at his sternum, or to his spine in the back of him. They're connected to other ribs. So it's a very sensitive area. Right, so I pin this, I come back, and I push. Now what's important is right now I cannot come back onto my toes when I have him in this position. I'm not grabbing anything yet, because remember, Sean wants to rotate back to me. So he's going to have a lot of power. If I stay off of my toes and flat on my feet, he might very well push me back, right, because I can slide. But if I come up onto my toes and I can keep my chest down onto him, my toes will dig in more power, and I have a better control of him. All right? So just by simply coming up on the toes can make a huge difference. Now, once I get him sideways, I'm looking to set my bandolier control. Now, we're going to treat the hand around the head as the choking arm, as my underhooking arm grabs my wrist. Once I grab the bandolier control, I want to bring my head down onto Sean. And this, again, takes up space. I'm now going to slide my left knee up, tight to his head, and I simply bring my elbow up onto my knee. Now, when I do that, it really kills any space that he might have to do a shoehorn. All right? With my elbow down, he'll reach up with his hands, and he'll slide his head out. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'm losing my control, because I want to get to his back. That's where my goal is. So when I set, my head's down, I pull my elbow up. Now when he reaches for my arm, there's nothing there. Now, what's going to distract Sean for just a minute is I'm going to really start to squeeze in with my hands. And that's going to make him think about what? His neck. All right? So what's going to happen, because I'm resting now on my knee and my shin is going down his back, when I squeeze in, he might grab with both his hands. And then I step over. All right? I'm not just going to stay in this position long. I'm going to sit back, pulling him with me, and I roll to this side. Now, I want to somewhat extend him out, using this leg across his waist and hips, and then that will allow me to set my other hook. And now, if I hold this for 3 seconds, make sure my head is nice and tight, I'll get 4 points.